Hey everyone, we'll give everyone a moment to hop in case they're coming from a previous call. Hope everyone's doing well today and having a good holiday season as we head into nearly the new year. We are starting a little bit early, so again, just want to give everyone an opportunity to join and appreciate your patience for those that join ahead of the call. Welcome those that just joined us. We're just giving everyone a few more moments to hop on, and then we'll get started here shortly. Feel free to chat in where you're calling in from today. I know we have clients and folks interested from all across the world, always interesting to see. So we have a chat functionality down here at the bottom right, I believe you will see, as well as a question section as well. All right, we're 1 minute past, so I think we will go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining today's webinar. We're very excited to showcase our Luzmo highlights of 2024. We will be having as you can see, or as I mentioned earlier, we do have a chat section where you can comment in any comments. We also have a separate question tab as well. So we will do our best to monitor both, but if you do have a question around the material we covered today, if possible, our preference would be the question tab where we can answer it there. I will also highlight that we will be having a dedicated Q&A portion at the end of this webinar. So please, I highly encourage you to comment in your questions throughout the presentation, but just know that we will be addressing those from the top in order at the end of the webinar, at the end section, I should say. As a quick round of introductions, my name is Weston Bryant. I represent our customer success team and my peers here in the CS with Luzmo. We also have Francois and Yannick as product managers representing today for our product management team. Jasper, our VP of product, unfortunately is out with a cold today, so we wish him the best recovery and efforts, but we are very excited to dive into this with you here today. Quick highlight here is we, as a company organization from a product perspective, had 3 focus areas for this past year when we look to update the product or release new functionality and features. So those 3 pillars were around analytical power, ease and flexibility of embedding, performance, and scalability. As a brief agenda before I pass over to my peers here on the product team, we'll be doing a highlight of each quarter of this past year. So a quick review and roundup of the great features we've released in each quarter. And then we'll be doing a deeper dive into some of our more major releases, as well as a demonstration here and there when appropriate. Finally, before I hand it off to my peer Francois, we will be doing 2 different poll questions, so keep an eye out for those here later in the call. And again, highly encourage you to type in any questions or comments in the Q&A or question portion, and we will address those towards the end of the webinar. Francois, I'll pass over to you.
Thanks, Weston. Thanks. Yes, so 2024 has been busy for Luzmo. We worked on a lot of stuff, and today we try to highlight quarter per quarter what we released. I will not explain in details everything. If you have any questions about any features, feel free to ask them in the chat. But I will cover some of the features we released in this quarter. So starting by Q1, we released in February access control layer. Access control layer is our new way of managing access for embeddings. It has been released now for quite a lot of time, and we have already seen that we have a very good adoption about this feature. As Westin mentioned, analytical power was one of our main priority in 2024, and starting Q1, we already released aggregation formula. Aggregation formula is one of our main releases this year. We released aggregation formula to help you building, I would say, complex aggregations, and doing that directly to your UI. So Q1 has been also the quarter when we started to release AI features. AI has been a big thing in 2024, and we started to release the first chart generator in Q1. So it helped a lot to generate charts through a prompt. We released also other very important features like query logs, helping you to trace issues, and I know that many customers are already using it to support. Yes, we can go to Q2. So in Q2, we continued to work on aggregation formulas. We added more capabilities, so that's something we are actually doing on a regular basis to improve the capabilities of the formulas. We also worked on new developer documentation. Here, the goal was really to improve our developer experience. Our developer experience is core for us, and we updated with a new layout, but we also added a lot of capabilities and even features dedicated to developers to better onboard them when they are building products with us. We continued to work on AI, adding this AI chart generator in the IDE to ensure that everyone has access to AI capabilities, not just designers, but also users, and also many other features in Q2. We can switch to Q3. Q3 has been also a very busy quarter. We obviously worked on some improvements in performance. We worked on adding new components in the UI, but one of the biggest release of the year was the release of our first code-first product, which was Flex. It was released in September, and I will dig a little bit deeper in Flex and do a quick demo for those who don't know what it is and how it works. But yes, that was one of the main feature for us in 2024. And just to finish maybe with last quarter, so Q4, we still have a very busy few days of 2024, but you probably all know that we released Luzmo IQ. So as I said, we started in Q1 to work on AI capabilities for Luzmo. Luzmo IQ is really we worked almost a year on Luzmo IQ to release an amazing feature helping you to have your own analyst in your application. So the same, I will also do a deep dive and a quick demo of Luzmo IQ, but it was our main effort on AI for 2024. We released other features in Q4. We released the custom period. A lot of customers asked for this feature for a while. We are very happy to release it and to help you again to add more analytics power to Luzmo. And we released other capabilities in the product for this quarter. So that was a very brief, I would say, introduction to what we did and the highlights of 2024. If you have any questions, yes, feel free to ask in the chat, and we will answer after this call. And yes, now we'll dig into the demos. So I hand over for these demos to Yannick.
Yes, thank you, Francois. Indeed, I want to briefly do a deeper dive into two of our most recent launches. We did actually both this week. The first one is, as Francois already mentioned, period comparisons. So of course, one of the most important things in analytics is the ability to track the evolution of your numbers of your KPIs over time. For example, if you want to know if your revenue is increasing year over year. Before, it wasn't very easy to do in Luzmo, or you had to do workarounds. And we found it important to offer this feature natively. So that's what we released this week. So yeah, period comparisons help you to easily track performance over time. And the way we implement it in Luzmo is that in some charts, you can configure your measures to display either past values, absolute changes, or percentage changes of your KPIs. So in the image on the right, the column chart you see is configured to show present values and values of 1 year ago. So very easily you can visually compare the height of the two bars to see the evolution. If you want the calculation to be done directly, you can do that as well by configuring it to absolute change or percentage change, and that's what the image in the bottom shows of the line chart. So there you have a direct percentage change, which show if your revenue is growing or declining year over year. There's also quite some options to configure your comparison time period. So you can either configure a flexible time period where you can define based on a filter that you want to compare the current period of 40 days, for example, to the previous period of 40 days. Or if you want it to be more simple, you can define periods in a fixed way where you just, for example, compare this quarter with last quarter. And as I mentioned, on release, it's available in 5 charts, but we already have some plans to add it to some more charts. And then the second feature I want to highlight is usage analytics. This is a pretty cool one because, of course, once you have done all the hard work of getting your data model in order and building your dashboards in Luzmo and embedding them into your application, you want to know if those dashboards are being viewed and by who and how often. So this feature does exactly that. We added a new tab in the side menu called Analytics. And if you click there, a Luzmo dashboard will load actually. So we used Luzmo dashboard inside of the Luzmo product, which is pretty cool using our own product. And in the dashboard, you will see first some high-level KPIs, for example, how many times your dashboards were viewed in the past period, by how many unique users. Some more detailed charts where you can analyze your most popular dashboards, the top power users, even the activity by time of the day, for example. So it's very easy to slice and dice the data by dashboard, super-organization, or user. Or if you want a very detailed view, at the bottom, there's a table available. And what's also cool is next to the dashboard, you also have access to the raw data set where the dashboard is built upon. So if you don't like the visualizations that we did on that data set, you can just take the data set and build your own dashboard. Adrian, I see you're asking a question about how to access it. It will actually launch tomorrow, so it's not available just yet, but keep an eye out tomorrow when we'll launch it. Yeah, that's about it.
I can continue. So, like I said, I will try to explain a little bit and demo a bit Flex and Luzmo IQ. But starting with Flex, I will want to dig a little bit deeper in this release. So, like I said, also it's the first code first product released by Luzmo. But I want to explain a little bit more why we released a code first product and what are the benefits of this Flex product. So Luzmo as a low code, no code offering. We wanted to provide a high level of flexibility when a customer want to integrate analytics in their workflow. So we have already done a lot of work with our embedding capabilities. You can embed a dashboard. You can embed already separate items. But with Flex, we are going beyond dashboards. Now we are enabling developers to create charts programmatically, to use and leverage all the Luzmo capabilities out of the box, and to integrate that in their workflow. That's an amazing feature, and it helps you to create fantastic products. It's really very interesting because we are using all the Luzmo features we built over the years, like the access control layer, like our query engine, or other capabilities. You can use that out of the box, which helps you to release data products faster and to also do that with less code. So it's very, very interesting to explain Flex, and I can do that for hours, but I want to show you a little bit more what we are talking about with an example, with a concrete example. So let me share my screen to show for 1 minute.
And Francois, while you're pulling that up, I believe we wanted to launch a poll as well for the audience. We'll be launching that here shortly.
Yes, indeed. So I'm sharing my screen. I hope that you can see my screen.
So, I can, and for those in the audience, you may notice at the bottom right the poll indicator, if that did not automatically pop up on your screen. So feel free to click that poll and review the question while Francois demos this, and we'll review the results at the end of the demonstration.
So when we released the Flex, we built multiple showcases, and I wanted to show you this one because this one is a very good example of why Flex is powerful and what you can do with it and what you can provide to your end users. Here we are not in Luzmo. You are not in the Luzmo editor. You are not in the Luzmo environment. It's an Angular application, so it's an application you can build wherever you want. But you can already see that you have a very specific UX and UI. Actually, this UX and UI has been inspired by HubSpot, so the HubSpot report builder. And what is interesting with the HubSpot report builder is that it's integrated in the HubSpot user journey. So when you are in the in HubSpot, you want to create some reports, you can do that very easily using the report builder. You don't have to be disconnected to the workflow. You can do that directly in the UI. That's what we wanted really to demonstrate with this showcase. Now I will just play a little bit with it. So how it works? First, we are fetching the Luzmo dataset using our API. Like I said, you can leverage all the Luzmo capabilities, such as the APIs. So here I will show the sales dataset. Then I have all the columns from this dataset, and I can play a little bit with it. So let's say that I want to display the products sold, why not per category, per country. Okay, I have a nice chart. I have also a table. As you can see, this chart has been created programmatically. It doesn't exist anywhere. It uses Flex to be generated on the fly. That's really powerful because now that it's generated, you can do whatever you want with it. For instance, it's not maybe the best visualization, so let's switch to a tree map. You can do that because this chart is really composable. So we are just changing the configuration of this chart, and it's already displayed here. You can do you can play obviously with a lot of capabilities here. You can obviously save your report because it's built by definitely on your own application. You can export details. You can switch from structured data to summarized data. So everything is mixing and matching content from Luzmo with Luzmo Flex with the visualizations and specific Angular or what you use can be used. We talked also a lot about AI. We also added here very briefly. So if we want to ask to display into the product, we are getting already a visualization. So it's really interesting and very cool that you can use our endpoints to generate visualizations into your own workflow. That's very cool. You can obviously play with adding filters or other settings for charts. So you have many capabilities coming from all the Luzmo features you can leverage. I will not dig too much in details. So then, if you are interested, we can spend more time to go into the details and check how it works behind the scene and how it's the components are built. But I just wanted really to highlight this feature and what it can provide to your users.
Thanks, Francois. And looking at the end results, it looks like the question in itself is, are you looking to incorporate data products into your workflows? It looks like we're sitting at 50% of those in the audience clicked yes, we're actively exploring options. 33%, not right now, but we might in the future. No, it's not a priority for us is at 17%, and somewhat, but we're evaluating the need is at 0%. So looks like there's a healthy amount of those interested in this kind of configuration. And as Francois mentioned, we would be happy to dive in deeper, whatever we can in the Q&A portion here momentarily, but as well as in a separate call, please reach out to your commercial contact or your aligned CSM for more information on this feature.
And if you want to know more about Flex, you can just go to luzmo.com/flex, and you will have access to all the showcases, including the one I shared, with also a lot of details and great content to dig deeper in Flex.
Yes, highly recommend checking out our showcase displays. It's very impressive and will give you a great idea on what you can do with the power of Flex SDK. All right, moving on to Luzmo IQ, Francois.
Yes, I will continue a little bit with Luzmo IQ. So, like I said, Luzmo IQ is one of the biggest release we did this year. We talked a lot about AI at Luzmo and I mean outside of Luzmo, obviously. And we started 2024 with some features into the dashboard editor to help you to leverage AI capabilities. And during this year, we worked a lot on how we are seeing the usage of AI, how you can leverage prompt and natural language processing to use in your own product and to provide value to your users. And we came up with Luzmo IQ. Luzmo IQ is basically embedding your own analyst in your own application. So why it's super powerful? Because it uses all the previous components and our APIs. It's also using Flex behind the scene to generate other charts. So everything is built on the fly. You can ask data questions and receive answers, meaning you can use natural language to ask data. That's very powerful, and it's also very important to use the core features of Luzmo to deploy faster. Like I already said with Flex, with Luzmo IQ, you can also use query engine, warp, access control layer, data connectors. So you don't have to do all these things. everything is already available, and it helps you to build your analyst very, very quickly. I can as well do a quick demo here. So
Great.
let me share
And
my screen.
we'll launch our second and I believe final poll as well. So as you're demoing this capability, just as before, those in the audience, feel free to answer the poll that is just launched.
Yes. So here we are. As you can see my screen. So this is an e-commerce application. It's obviously a demo and totally a demo environment. So here the idea is to be an e-commerce manager. You are actually Helen. You have also it's multi-tenant. You have exactly your own application. You have your dashboard, and you have some specificities with Luzmo IQ. I will try to explain all of them and demo all of them. You have a widget here, and you have an analyst here. I will go a little bit in details. Let's start with the widget briefly. The widget is a component we are releasing in the context of Luzmo IQ. So you can use out of the box this component, add that to your application, and you will be able to use Luzmo IQ right away. So what is Luzmo IQ? Luzmo IQ is your personal data analyst. It's when you open the widget, you have some suggested questions. So just to let you know that these questions are really dependent on your datasets. So if you are using different datasets, the suggestions will be obviously different. But here, like I said, we are an e-commerce platform, so we have a lot of suggestions about e-commerce. And we can so ask a question. I will pick this one. And here how it works. So we are using AI to, you are using the data sets and the data, so the metadata and the data to understand better the data, to then query the response, and we will display an answer in two parts. One is a summary. You have access here to summaries, so the summary is generated, and you have a text explaining your weekly sales this year, and you have also a chart, which is quite cool. What is very interesting is that you can do this chart is a Luzmo chart, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. So if you want to, for instance, have more details, you can change the chart, or you can refine the chart if, for instance, the answer is not the best for you. You can also obviously ask a follow-up question. You have it's a thread, so you can ask to refine details if you want. I will not dig too much in details here because I want to show you in the full screen how it works. But basically, this widget is really powerful and very easy to use, and it provides an analytics capability to your user directly in using prompts. So that's pretty cool. Here, as you can see, you have also a summary. This text has been generating. So let me refresh my page. I'm taking a risk here, so let's see if it will work. But you will have we are generating a summary here. So how it works behind the scene, we are using endpoints. So here we are just generating this summary using our AI Luzmo IQ endpoint, and it will help you to have a short summary of your data. So maybe my connection is not the best today, so but you will it's still analyzing and querying. It should display a nice summary in a few seconds, hopefully. Otherwise, I can switch to the last part. Yes, summarize. So here you have this summary, and it's personalized, and it's also based on the endpoint prompt, or the prompt added to the endpoint we set up. So here, what is cool is that you can really think about a specific widget, a pre-built widget you can really use out of the box and provide to your end users, or you can, create more creative things using AI and leveraging our endpoint. You have also, so this analyst is not just a widget. You have access to it through a full page. You can actually use it wherever you want with also our API. But let me show you some cool stuff in the full screen. That would be might be nicer. So here I'm asking what are my best-selling products. It will again analyze, query, and summarize the results. What is very powerful is that as I showed you before, you have the two parts: the summary, textual, the text, and the chart. You can using the API, you can pick one of them or both if you want. So here you can see it's clearer here. The chart is generated. You have the summary, and here you have the products, the best-selling products. It's nice, it's cool, it's really, but you can also play with it. So if you want to display just the top 5, it's better. If you want to change from the bar chart to, let's say, column chart, it will just change the axis. It's also doable out of programmatically. So that's pretty impressive. You can change, obviously, a lot of details here, the aggregation. You can even change if you don't want the quantity, but other value here, you can do it. You can even provide feedback if it was the right answer or not. And you can refine using some, here it was ordered. So you can change the order as well. So that's pretty powerful. So it's already available for everyone. It has been released in November, so last month. So if you want more details, same than Flex, we have a landing page, and you can also ask customer success or your sales representative. And that's pretty it for Luzmo IQ.
Thanks, Francois. Quick review of the answers for the poll. So what are your roadmap plans for AI-driven analytics? It looks like it's pretty evenly split. At 29% are looking to add AI-powered capabilities in the next 6 months. 25% are currently in the process of adding AI analytics. And 25% and 13% are just no plans, just curious, or we're considering adding this type of functionality. Also, maybe good to clarify that both this feature and Luzmo Flex SDK are an additional investments. So if you're looking to add this feature, recommend reaching out to your commercial contact or CSM. Just to clarify on a point earlier you made, Francois, this feature has been released, but it is something that is a additional paid investment for our product.
Yeah, indeed.
Excellent.
And
so go ahead, Francois.
No, we do have also like Flex, we have a landing page. So if you want more details about Luzmo IQ, you can go to luzmo.com/IQ. That's very easy, and you will get all the details, and it will help you to understand better how it works with some good examples.
Excellent. Thank you, Francois. I know this webinar has been obviously highly focused on what we have done this past year in 2024. Naturally, a lot of you are likely interested in what's to come in 2025. So just wanted to have a friendly reminder and plug here that we will be hosting a 2025 roadmap webinar on January 14th. So please be on the lookout for an invitation to this webinar here soon. And we just ask as possible for the Q&A session as we dive into that to try to keep the questions tailored to features released this past year. And we're very excited to showcase what's to come here soon in that next webinar. But with that, again, please feel free to chat in. The remainder of the session will be just an open Q&A around these various features, functionalities, or the demonstrations Francois and Yannick has displayed here today. Yannick, I know you've been doing a great job answering questions in the chat throughout as possible. It looks like we have a question, 𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗹, for Luzmo IQ. Can also the refinements, filtering, change of chart, etc. also be done with natural language prompts?
Yeah, so it is indeed possible to ask follow-up questions and ask to add a filter or change the type of chart. So you can just keep using natural language to ask follow-up questions and refine your charts. So you can choose to use the action buttons Francois showed, or you can keep using natural language.
Yeah, basically we are keeping the context of the conversation. So if you're asking follow-up questions, it will change based on the previous questions and responses. So yes, you can do that.
Just in case others didn't see in the chat, we had group questions. Does Luzmo IQ only work with English? Yannick answered that it is multilingual by default. If you provide translations in your data sets, it can work natively with those. And then I think, Yannick, you also clarified as well, the usage analytics portion will be available tomorrow.
Indeed, yeah.
And I see that there is a question from Julian about Flex and how it works behind the scene. Thanks, Yannick, for answering. So yes, what I didn't mention is that all the showcases, we are also exposing the GitHub repo. So if you are a developer or if you are interested in how it works behind the scene, you can check the code. And if you want to set up some calls to dig deeper into Flex, like Westin said, you can reach out to your CSM or to set up something. We will be happy to show you how it works. We have also a very good developer documentation with a lot of examples and playground to use Flex. So if you want to check how it works, that's probably also a very good starting point. So go to the developer documentation, check for Flex content, and you will get a lot of materials.
Thanks, Francois. We'll give everyone a moment here to ask any additional questions. Again, we have a few minutes here left dedicated to any questions around these features and functionalities released this year. Now is the time to ask before we wrap up today's webinar. All right. Well, unless there are any other questions, thank you all for joining today's session. Really appreciate your time and interest in these various functionalities and features. Again, as Francois and Yannick mentioned earlier, we encourage you highly to reach out to your commercial or CSM representative if you're interested in learning more about these functions and features. Again, shout outs or highlights to the upcoming webinar for our 2025 roadmap on what's to come here on January 14th. But thank you all for joining today's webinar and have a great holiday season.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.